The sun was setting over the ocean, casting a golden glow over the beach. The sound of the waves crashing against the shore created a soothing melody that seemed to lull the world into a peaceful slumber. But I was wide awake, my feet sinking into the cool sand as I walked along the beach. I had always been drawn to this beach. There was something about the way the light danced across the water that made me feel alive. But tonight was different. Tonight, I felt a creeping sense of unease that I couldn't shake. As I walked, the darkness began to gather, like a living thing. The stars twinkled above, but their light seemed to be reflected in the eyes of the sea itself. The waves seemed to be watching me, their foam-tipped crests curling up like skeletal fingers. I quickened my pace, feeling a shiver run down my spine. But as I walked, I noticed something strange. The beach seemed to be shifting. The sand beneath my feet was moving, like it was alive. I looked around, but there was nothing but empty beach stretching out in either direction. And then, I saw it. A figure, standing just ahead of me. It was tall and gaunt, its face twisted into a grin. I tried to run, but my feet felt rooted to the spot. The figure began to move closer, its eyes fixed on me with an unblinking stare. I could feel its gaze burning into my skin, like ice water seeping into my veins. As the figure drew nearer, I saw that it was made of the sand itself. Its body was a twisted mass of grains and pebbles, held together by some dark and malevolent force. I tried to scream, but my voice was trapped in my throat. The figure loomed over me, its face inches from mine. And then, it spoke. "Welcome to my home," it whispered, its voice like the rustling of dry leaves. "You'll be staying here forever." I felt a wave of terror wash over me as the figure reached out and touched my face. The sand seemed to seep into my pores, filling me with a cold, dark energy. As I stood there, frozen in horror, the figure began to shift and change. Its body began to flow like liquid, merging with the sand around it. And I realized that I was becoming one with the beach itself. I was consumed by the darkness, my screams drowned out by the crashing of the waves. And when the sun rose the next morning, I was gone. The beach was empty once more, except for a single footprint in the sand. It was mine, and it seemed to be staring back at me from the surface of the water. The tide came in, and washed away all signs of my existence. But some say that on quiet nights, when the stars are shining bright, you can still hear my screams echoing across the beach.